I think I might have sent you guys a link to that, but I sent a lot of shit. So like, but it's a rapper and like he raps in like really like high pitch that you can't even like tell what he's saying. It sounds like Mickey Mouse on helium.
I don't like that.
It's like
I don't like that. Oh wait, I have heard that.
Yeah.
That's been in TikToks.
Yeah, it's like, and it's not like an effect. Like that's just how, like, he's some weird like fucking cosmic concept rapper that thinks that
He's like that that Vine. Have you ever seen that guy? It's this black dude outside his house, and he's like looking real serious, and he's
No,
listening
that
to
one.
this bird, and the bird's tweeting in the background, and he goes twinkle twinkle, like he's talking back to him, and he goes back in the house. I have to send it to you.
yeah. I mean that's it sounds like a home run.
You gotta trust me here. I'm sending it to you right now. I'm gonna watch it while I copy this link, and you're gonna fucking love it. It smells like you insults me.
Yeah, 645 AR is the name of the rapper, which is just, I think, Scott still laughing at that.
Yeah, it sounds like a great thing.
I mean, you sold it with such vigor. Like, there's about 900 billion vines. Like, it's this guy, and he's outside.
So let's see. Sean, Ryan, Skylar, and Tyler do a podcast called The Shoot Show. Yeah, I bet you guys were in a lot of shoots. So yeah, it must be a really good show. A really, really good show.
I know now that I love you 'cause I need your touch. Hey, hey. Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited 'cause we understood. There's one perfect fit, and sugar, this one is it. We both are so excited 'cause we're reunited. Hey, hey.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Shoot Show. It is I, Sean Rosenthal, the professional. I am back on the Bringer NZs, and we're here to do, of course, Las Vegas episode. What else? But I'm
Big
not alone.
surprise.
Joining me, as always, the doublest of T's, Tyler Toops. How's it going?
I feel safe and comforted by the embrace of your professional voice.
Good.
Yeah, welcome back, buddy. We missed you.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Also joining us, of course, the dankest of possums, Ryan Clare.
Boy,
What's up,
you
buddy?
got him, and we got you. All is
Oh,
right,
God.
man. I swear, it's just I'm full of warmth. We're off the hold music, and we finally connected. We got him. We got him.
Thank God. You know who's got me, though? The sweetest of Skylers, Skylar Blank. How's it going?
I got you, babe. Do, do.
I wanted the reunited song.
Oh man.
So good. Yes.
We can
I was
arrange
gonna
that.
say, if Back in the Saddle Again isn't how the show intros, then I don't know.
Oh yeah, there
Dude,
you
we
go.
can't do what is it?
If
Thin
it's like-
Lizzy and Aerosmith and last time I used the is it Dropkick Murphys?
Oh, we have used
I think it
Aerosmith
was.
before, so we can't again, because they will sue us. They probably were like, you get one. You get to use
if you
one,
want-
If it's
song.
I
under
don't
like
even think
6
we get
seconds
one.
or something, there's some time limit. We'll figure it out. Who knows?
Yeah,
We'll do it in post.
Yeah.
Do it in post.
we'll do it live.
Anyway, we are covering September 16th, 1999 Smackdown. I think
Smackdown.
technically the 5th episode of Smackdown, but
Very early.
chronologically
Yeah.
it's the 4th. I guess I didn't know this. The first ever Smackdown was like in April. It was like a few months before they actually started doing regular episodes of Smackdown.
Nah, that shouldn't count.
Did you
Yeah,
say?
it shouldn't, but it does. I don't know.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah,
I know
when
I
you
watched
said
the right
when you
episode,
said
never
this
mind.
date, I was like, dude, I don't know, man. Is Sean on the drugs? Because I didn't think that SmackDown had stretched out that far. I forgot that it was in 99. I always think of it as a 2000 and past situation, but yeah, it just barely creeped into the 90s there.
Yeah.
And what did you tell us? A special fact about this show?
A special fact being that this was my very first live wrestling event.
Nice.
Dude.
So I begged and begged and begged my father to get me tickets.
He said
he
no.
is a very cheap man, so he did not want to go. But his father took him to wrestling events, so he caved, and he finally got me tickets. And I remember going to get them because he bought them at Video Time with a Y.
Video Time.
That was the Blockbuster rival, and they were selling tickets there.
Never heard of it.
So he went to Video Time to score super cheap balcony tickets.
Damn,
It was
dude.
my first one.
That is a
but I was
90s
there.
ass story.
Oh yeah!
Wow, yeah,
Oh,
that's a
Video
story your
Time.
children
The
won't understand.
competitor, a Blockbuster competitor.
Yeah,
You'll have to be like, it was
selling
like a
wrestling
Netflix
tickets.
store.
Wow. That's
Yep.
so yeah, I'd like it was airing on UPN at the time.
Yeah,
which was,
it was still on
pretty-
UPN when I started watching.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, totally. That it was on UPN because it was one of the few terrestrial antennas, or not analog channels you can get. You know, if you got the antennas, and sometimes
Channel 16.
if there wasn't a storm in Shreveport, I could get Smackdown.
So Sean,
but
this is the
Yep.
Thomas and Mack Center, correct?
This is the Thomas and Mack Center, home of
Who's
the
Thomas?
UNLV Runnin' Rebels.
what
Yeah,
do they do?
Well, that's the basketball team. So all the other sports teams are
That's
just the
why
Rebels.
that guy was.
Well,
but
wait,
the
wait a
basketball
minute.
Team is the Runnin'
I know
Rebels.
all the rebels around here is going to have to change their ways. Are they the same kind of rebels? What are they rebellion against?
They took down, well, because we're the southern city. If you remember, Reno is the northern city. We are the southern rebellious city. So they actually took down one of the Hayreb statues on campus. So
Arab statues?
Hayreb, that's our mascot's name. Hayreb.
I
is
heard
it-
something
is-
really different too. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on
Hayreb,
there?"
they took one of his statues down on the campus. So TBD, the UNLV TBDers.
Ah,
Is
they
it-
are
wow,
they
I
are
didn't know that.
University of Las Vegas football, basketball, and baseball team, huh?
I
Yeah.
did not know the tentacles of Dixie reached all the way up there.
Oh
That's
yeah,
Yeah, it was sad.
we're the southern city, so they just took rebels.
Well, there you go.
insane.
Is it still called the Thomas and Mack Center?
It is still called the Thomas and Mack
That's
Center.
pretty
but,
impressive, if I'm being honest. Usually, when we
Yeah.
watch these shows, the place that it is at is usually no longer there or has changed names
Renamed,
about 9
yeah.
times.
Yeah, it was like the
Bought by
Century
someone
Tail
else.
Arena.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is
No,
Century Tail?
it's on campus. So when I lived at the
okay,
dorms,
I didn't realize that part.
When we
Okay.
would go to Runnin' Rebel games,
That
like
makes
I could
sense.
just walk up to the arena, and that used to be the only one. Now we have T-Mobile, which is where the Golden Knights play, and UFC and all that. Even when big events came here, they usually went to the MGM Grand Garden Arena or the Mandalay Bay Event Center. The Thomas and Mack was really only for Runnin' Rebels or Ringling Brothers.
Nice.
That's about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. It is a thing of beauty to see Sean click into Las Vegas.
For
mode.
sure, I comfortably
Does
asked the
everyone have-
question because I knew he would have a
Does-
solid answer.
I'm trying to think of a good Las
Exactly.
Vegas.
Does
question.
everyone
I got
have
nothing.
this much kind of like city pride? Because I couldn't tell
Yes.
you
Fuck
3 or
no.
4 shits about Little Rock.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Here, especially, it's really ingrained in the city. It's like you guys were here. It's such a big city, but I feel like the fact that we're surrounded by mountains and we're all kind of enclosed. It's like we're all in this together.
Dude, it holds the magic in, man. It's
Yeah,
something
it really does.
palpable.
Gotta keep
in
this
Las
sin
Vegas.
alive, everybody, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, but I had that written in my notes. Thomas Mack, home of the UNLV Runnin' Rebels.
Nice.
It's still there. That's pretty much the only thing that's there now with everything being built. So
Nice.
yeah.
Good old
And
miss it
I
there.
was on the side where the camera was pointing, so you could have seen me. But again, cheap Judad. So upper balcony, you could not see me. I tried my hardest to see me, but I was way too far.
I just imagine you like behind one of the poles, just sat right there, and he's just like,
But still beaming.
I asked
Just
I asked him how much the ticket was if you could just hear it.
Hey, yeah, take in all that energy. You feel that? You
I
feel
looked-
that? That's the energy of performance.
I looked at the price for a lower ticket, and then I looked at the price for these tickets, and then binoculars, and I went with this.
Yep.
Yep.
I can say the same. I remember going to wrestling shows with my dad to the point that, like, back then they had the disposable cameras, and I had binoculars and a disposable camera, and I was just holding the disposable camera up to the binoculars, being like, maybe this will work. I don't know. I'll figure out in, like, 2 weeks.
Your dad had to be like,
How'd that work out?
Like,
damn it,
Get some
Tyler.
killers?
Let me tell you how it worked out. It didn't.
Okay, all right, there it is. At least you guys got to go to shows, though. Like, that's one
Yeah.
good thing. At least you were at the show. That's something. That's
It was.
something.
I remember, and I was only 10 years old at the time,
Dang.
and I remember for some reason I was very nervous. Like it was
You were how old?
live, and it was
Yeah,
like
that'll be a great way to get us into the show itself. Like, take us into the beginning of the night for you. Like,
How-
I
how
didn't
the
get to do all
night
this for
began.
my wrestling show.
How old were you, Sean? How old did you say you were?
well, were there? What was that?
How old did you say you were?
I was 10.
10. Nice. Oh, that's a
10
great
years old.
That's a
there
great
with
age to see
8,000
Cindy
people.
Margolis get a figure four slapped on her. God damn. Like
Yeah.
this everything that we talk about tonight, I'm going to have to think about like a 10-year-old Sean watching this with like his horrified dad standing next to him being like I really wish I would have paid to be closer.
Yeah. We saw the referees outside because as the show opens, you can see the referees outside of the
Nice.
Thomas and Mack.
That's right.
Arena.
Referees
And-
on protest.
So like we
Good for them.
came up and we were trying to get on camera because they were just chilling out there, but the cameras had just left.
So you like saw Earl Hebner? You may not have
Oh, yeah.
recognized him at that age, but like Earl
Oh,
Hebner
no,
was
I did.
definitely out there chilling.
Yeah.
Black and
They
white
had all
lives
the
matter.
stuff, but they were wrapping up shop, going inside. So like that was commotion, and it was like, oh my
Wait,
God,
so you
what's
saw them
going on?
filming the refs, and then like the refs just stopped picketing and went
Yeah,
No,
inside?
the
they're
cameras
like,
had
"All right,
already
let's-
left.
What the
let's go."
fuck? They couldn't even
They all
keep
just,
that
like,
fast
sat
for
down and
10
started
minutes
eating
while everyone went
sandwiches.
inside? The fuck?
And
That's
I
before the internet. It doesn't matter.
I didn't know what to expect. You know, it was a giant crowd. It was live. It was explosion. Like you know, I didn't know what was gonna happen. All the lights.
That intro
The first
music.
thing I remember is there was a dark match with, the Brood. So like,
Whoa.
yeah, like lights come down and you know there's a pit of fire on the stage, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Again, I was only 10, so you know,
Fuck yeah.
I was in.
Say you were scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was terrified. I would get a little spooked out during the video game entrances for the Brood.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can only imagine
Yes,
the
for
lights
sure.
going down. Lights were on if I was playing against the
Yeah.
Brood on
What-
PlayStation
oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What night of the week was SmackDown on at this point?
Thursday.
It was on, well, okay, so it was still on Thursdays,
But
but,
yeah.
they recorded it on Tuesday.
Mhm.
Because I always remembered that I could see the spoilers on Wednesday if I really wanted to, because I wasn't able to stay up all the time. So WWE.com would always put out like a 2 or 3 minute like spoiler video. I wasn't
kinda
remember watching
shit
those,
is-
but
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was
fair
a
enough. Yeah,
Tuesday.
so
yeah.
the lead up to
it
that was that the refs had gotten the shit kicked out of them on Raw earlier that week.
Yeah.
Lots of
And
refs.
it's so weird to see Teddy Long nerfed down to a referee. Like, this was the only version I had known of Teddy Long before we had started watching the old events that we've been watching.
Yeah.
And like I had always known him as just a referee, but you know, you go back and he has just so much involvement in everything, and it sucks
Oh,
to see
yeah.
him nerfed down to just a ref.
Yeah, Krillin.
Yeah. But yeah, the show starts with Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaking, and he is absurdly
Oh my goodness,
over.
he's over. I was even popping
ridiculous.
for like the intro. Like the intro is
Yeah,
real,
I was
is
gonna
real
say this-
classic. Like the kind of driving
enjoy-
guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and a guy that just
realized how
sounds like
much I
he's
liked it.
he's just saying like breaking rules underground, breaking rules underground, breaking rules underground.
I just always
Those
thought it was
are
like,
two of the coolest words.
Yeah.
it's good
That
stuff.
I like.
Yeah,
I like that. I like it a
Stone
lot.
Cold's he's feuding with Triple H at this point in time.
Yeah, he's mad. He's real mad at Triple H.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Real sore at him.
Those
he's
shorts.
he's giving Stone Cold a rematch or something, I guess, and he says it's going to be no holds barred tonight, or he'll be carted out of the building in a body bag. So not
Jesus.
many options.
I have
High
a
stakes.
question.
Yeah.
Why does Stone Cold hide those beautiful, beautiful legs under giant knee pads and those braces during matches?
He just had to. It's one of the
Because
one of the
because
most
his
criminal
needs are
side
marshmallows.
effects
It is
of those injuries. Yeah, I mean it really is. Yeah, he does have some nice games.
I also appreciated very early on you see a guy holding a sign for Jericho saying that he's the Ayatollah of rock and roll, but it's spelled Iotolla, which is like not even close. Like,
Spelling was not a forte for
like
90s.
couldn't really
signs.
hop on. Yeah, spell check hadn't been invented
No,
yet.
not
He
everyone
just
had
went.
an
He just
encyclopedia.
sounded it out. I feel like I imagine being comfortable enough to be like, yeah, that's what it is. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna write this in big permanent marker, and I'm gonna go in front of 8,000 people in the world.
but yeah, Stone Cold calls out Triple H, and Triple H comes out with China and quite a few police officers.
Bunch of cops.
A bunch of carrots, yeah. And they have a pretty fun back and forth. Like Triple H is so he understands the game. Like, you know, no pun intended. Understands the game so well. Like just watching him cut promos and stuff. Like he knows exactly the role he needs to play, and that's kind of appropriate because he is right in like the I'm the game phase where he even says like, and that's how the game is played. What does he say?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
he
how
had
you
a
play the
weird
game?
tagline,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that he said this, but he, you know, so he says, Triple H says he's going to defend the title tonight, and it will be against a main event competitor of his choosing, but it's not Austin.
Not Austin.
But it is someone that Austin has shared the ring with.
Yes.
And then at the end of it, he says,
Cryptic.
that is the name of the game.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It just doesn't
like,
sound as
that one
doesn't
didn't catch on.
Yeah.
He did a lot of good things, but I don't remember that one sticking.
I went to look and to try to see like when did he start being called the game, and they would suggest that it was like not for a while after this, but they're calling him they're kind of calling him the game at this point. So it seems like it was at least starting to be something that they would use. But yeah, that as a tagline is like because Stone Cold hits his. And that's the bottom line later on, and I'm just like, clearly this is the better version of those two kind of, you know.
Yeah. not a good
show you
catch,
up, kid.
and obviously it didn't catch on.
Stone Cold was great when he was yelling at Triple H, take your little glasses off and listen to what I have to say.
Oh man,
believe he actually
those
took 'em
glasses
off.
were infuriating, and he did exactly. He took the glasses off, which I thought was such a
Weak.
bitch move.
Bitch move.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to
Push
keep
him
those
up high,
glasses
you
on
say
for the rest
what?
of the night.
You put on a
exactly.
a second
like, I'm
pair.
going to embrace these slivers of rose-colored glass,
Just,
and
like,
I need them
pulls
to
down,
read.
like pulls down goggles. I got two pair.
Triple H sounded. It was so weird. Like he sounded like he was so young. He sounded like the Triple H I know, but like with the volume turned up slightly, or not the volume, the pitch turned up slightly. It was just.
This is the game that I know and love. Like this era,
Definitely.
This is perfect game, especially going back and watching him. Like he is such a good heel. I hated him, and I had no other reason to not like it. Like he played everything perfectly.
Is that why
there was
everybody?
no reason to like him.
Is that why everybody hated him by 2003 when I came around? Because
Yes.
he had been the
Yeah.
top
Are you kidding
and
me?
heel everybody hated for so long, it turned into actual
Yes.
like just fucking go away.
And
Well,
then
yeah.
and then it seemed
'Cause
like
I
he
just was
always
finally getting to
winning.
see it, and
He
I was like,
always had the
yes.
belt. And then Evolution happened. And dude,
Right.
let me tell you, man, they had me hooked on Evolution because like every time I heard that music, I was just infuriated. I was like,
But, I mean,
oh, why did they
I
ruin
loved
everything?
that shit.
The best moment of his career, arguably, was when he came back and got the Madison Square Garden pop, and that was only because I think everyone collectively was like, "Hey, you've done your job as a top heel, and you're back. We're happy you're back to be the guy that we hate." You know?
He's so good at it.
Yeah.
It's just-
But so Austin says he's going to be so far up Triple H's ass that he won't be able to walk again. So even though he's
All
not going
night
to fight
long.
him, he's going to be up that booty hole.
Up that ass. This is like, you know, this is an interesting point for Austin. Like, broke his neck in '97. So this is 2 years after that, and this is 2 years before the What Chant starts, which I think was like around 2001. So it's like it's kind of interesting to hear him cut it. Like I kind of was like, is they gonna start whatting him? And when they did, I'm like, oh wow, this is pre-what. Like it's
I made a note of that too. Yeah.
It's refreshing to see a pre-what Stone Cold because I really feel like he probably like regrets having kind of opened that can of worms. Because you can't close that door. Sure. That's like a Ouija board. Once you start saying what to this, it's over.
Once you summon it, that's
Yep.
Then we have a promo for 5 Hall of Famers that are competing in a Royal Rumble rules match tonight.
Yep,
Hall of Famers.
Fleet of them.
Dude, like I said, this was like booting up the video game or playing with your action figures and just like picking a bunch of all-stars for a silly rules match.
Yep.
It was fantasy stuff. And I was just thinking of a 10-year-old Sean there. Just like,
I used to think
see all of them.
This is one step below NWO Revenge on 64 4 Goldbergs.
I used to think the cards on the story mode of SmackDown 2 were so unrealistic because it'd have matches like this, and there'd be like 7 matches, and I was like, no, there's no way you can fit that much on a 2-hour show. That's ridiculous. They do it. They fucking do it in real life.
The show goes breakneck speed.
This is insanity.
Like all the matches are only
like they do
minutes.
cocaine and write it real
just
fucking
like,
fast.
That card. I mean, just that as a main event, that Royal Rumble thing is berserk. I mean, you'd be lucky to want to see 2 out of those 5 guys. Like, that's amazing. Like, I wasn't sure. I was going to ask you, but I wanted to wait until we, like, really started going if you had actually been to this one, and it's awesome that you did. Like, that's so cool.
Oh, yeah. And knowing at the time, it was like, these are, like, 5 of the greatest that ever do it, and they're all in the same ring at the same time. Like, this is, you
well,
knew
Undertaker never got in that ring. Well, we'll get there.
Sure he did. We'll get there. But after that, we get some Shane O'Mac.
Yeah,
Shane O'Mac.
Some things never change.
Versus Joey Abs.
Yeah, they make sure to call attention to hot internet celebrity Cindy Margolis, who is ringside, and like make sure you watch upcoming UPN show Shasta McNasty starring.
That's not a porn. That wasn't a porn.
No, that's had Jake.
Shasta.
It had Jake Busey on it.
Nasty.
I think I remember that show. It's kind of trying to be like I don't know, like Ferris Bueller or something like that.
Or something?
Oh, speaking of super hot, we were front sold a big match later on in the night that screams Vince Russo, a pepper on the pole match.
We will get to Russo about, but like this whole episode screams Vince Russo, like 100%. Like, but yeah, so Vince calls out Joey Abs. He's got static with the mean Shane. Sorry, Shane calls out Joey Abs, a member of the McMahon family.
Yep.
He's got beef with the Mean Street Posse. My goodness,
his friends from childhood.
Those were his boys.
The Mean Streets of Greenwich, man.
Yeah,
Greenwich, Connecticut.
So like, Shane just immediately starts and just launches himself over the top rope. Like.
Yeah, he can't help it.
I don't know if
he can't help it.
It looked like there was a trampoline in there. He just
flubber. They had Terry Runnels with them, which I didn't realize. I don't remember her being connected to them at all. Either. Like I was surprised to see. I was like,
I don't think that was a long-lived.
Must not have been.
SmackDown 2 never had that. Nope.
So and remember there's no referees. They're on strike. So fucking Gerald Briscoe is out as
all
the referee.
You see is
like it's just a
dirty ass scabs, fucking all night long.
Yes.
Well, no, there is a referee of great importance later on.
Oh, okay, yes, the Mighty El Dopo. I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, Sean stays yet.
But yeah, so eventually Briscoe comes out in a ref outfit. And he just gets launched. I mean, he's there for very quickly.
And so does Pat Patterson.
He's out there trading shots, man. He's out there rearing back. He's fighting back. He looked good. I'm not even gonna lie. Pat Patterson comes out in his tasteful khakis, tucked in, nice belt, and he's made short work of. But then, who was the third that came out of nowhere?
Sean Stasiak.
Sean Stasiak.
Like, I thought he was still in WC. I thought he came over at the Invasion.
Yeah.
We get
like what the fuck?
Because he wasn't WCW when it ended, so he had to have left. But yeah,
we get to see just a glimpse backstage of Stephanie McMahon and her fiance Test watching all of this unfold on a 12-inch TV screen.
Yes.
Here we go. Sean Stasiak news. He made his WWF debut on April 13th, 1999 on a Sunday Night Heat as Meat. Attacking
Oh my
Tiger
God, he
Holly
was Meat.
Singh.
Holy shit.
Yes, that's
He
right.
soon became the storyline boy toy of the Pretty Mean Sisters,
PMS,
Terry
yeah.
Reynolds,
Gross.
Jacqueline, and Ryan Shamrock. I forgot
So,
Ryan
yeah.
Shamrock even worked out.
He shows up and is the ref that allows Shane to get the pin after a couple of misfires.
And a very, very, very young Stephanie runs out to hug Shane O'Mac. And so this was all the beginning of the Triple H Stephanie kind of storyline. So just 2 months later, on November 29th, 1999, which was 2 weeks after Armageddon 99, you can listen to episode 23 of the Shoot Show. But
Chef's kiss.
2 months later
might do that.
was Triple H ruining Tess and Stephanie's wedding.
Yeah.
Which, as you remember,
Also happened in
technically
Vegas.
occurred in Las Vegas.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Visit
I had one.
visit Las Vegas, Thomas. You'd love it there.
Yeah, I have one problem with this match. Did they announce the matches like the main event and stuff before this match? Right? Like we knew about the Royal Rumble because there was a guy in the crowd with a ULVN whatever it is tank top.
UNLV.
Sorry. With the tank top,
Alma
and
mater,
he had a
come on.
disposable camera, and he was just going to town during this match with the disposable camera. I was like, dude, you only get a few shots. What are you doing wasting it on this?
Maybe he was a big Terry Reynolds fan. I don't know.
I love the idea of Skylar watching be like, dude, you're wasting that fucking camera. You know the Undertaker's coming
They
out
use the
later,
flash
and
and
you're taking
everything.
pictures of
What?
Sean
They'll
just slow you down.
Stasiak.
It's like,
I got 30 pictures of Joey Abs and Rodney.
You guys want to see Gerald Briscoe's ass?
and then I kind of ran out whenever The Rock came out. But anyways,
Well, yeah.
So next up we have Ivory and
That's great.
sorry. Anytime she comes out, I have to audibly yawn.
She's looking
starts
good
cutting a
here.
promo
Did you say you just
on,
yawn at Ivory?
Cindy Margolis.
Yeah, Cindy Margolis out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
Ivory's looking pretty good here. Usually she was kind of like the Jessie Spano of that I remember that she was always upset that you would think that she was attractive, and it's just like you can be both. Goddamn, like
her back
King
looked very strong.
at one point says here that she's the most downloaded person of 1999, and that is true.
Yeah.
She holds a Guinness record for that. At her peak, she was
Why?
downloaded 70,000 times
That's it?
a day.
What? Oh, a
Back
day?
then,
A day?
no.
A day? Holy
A day.
shit.
70,000 a day.
let me tell you,
Yeah.
back in the days of dial-up internet, when like you could spend an entire night waiting to see one nipple, you took what you could get.
Yeah,
And
it was worth it.
It would be loading up, and you'd be like, "All right, good top of the forehead. All right, we're
could
still
only
okay.
imagine
Good
the Friday
eyes. It's
nights.
working its way down. Okay, shoulders. We're getting there. All right."
You come back, check on it later.
Go and pause the N64 real fast to go check the time.
That's right. Waiting until like 2 a.m. to smoke cigarettes.
So
99 hours.
during
I'm
all
gonna
this
graduate.
commotion
Fuck.
and Ivory calling out Cindy Margolis, Jeff Jarrett comes to the ring.
Yeah, well, and that's the
Jesus
thing that
Christ.
was confusing. Is I was at first trying to think of like, were they aligned? But like, yeah, because Ivory forces Cindy down into a pose, a kind of laying pose, and then yeah, Jeff Jarrett appears.
Double J. Always fucking
And
shit up.
he
It's always
immediately
bad news.
puts Cindy Margolis into a fucking figure.
How hard is it to fake like something is painful?
I know. I
hard
said
for
like
her.
I was just saying she at least sold it better than Natalia's sister in that goofy little WWE video they did where she was putting each other in sharpshooters and
Let me
having
tell you, that
cute
video was
little-
not affiliated with WWE. That video was sponsored by Knott's
Wine.
Farm, like Boone's Farm or some wine. Like cheap wine sponsored
Yeah.
that video.
They were just sitting
Vicodin.
around drinking wine coolies, and they were like, "Hey, look how close our boobs are to falling out. We should make a video."
That
And
video's
they
great.
did.
Jesus.
It's like match of the year for me.
I had a great time, but I was just angry at them not respecting the sharpshooter.
Anyway,
I'd like to know Rick's opinion on that.
Double J slaps a figure four onto Cindy Margolis, and Ivory is overjoyed by that. Like she just stands back and laughs and watches it unfold. And Jeff Jarrett stands back, and I was kind of like, damn, this is a faction that I wasn't aware of, but yeah, then Jeff Jarrett slaps the figure 4 onto Ivory too.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Jeff Jarrett
Ivory
just,
sells it properly.
Yes,
Of course.
yes.
Well,
She's a professional.
She knows how to. Yeah.
I think something we learned a couple weeks ago was that Vince Russo loves Jeff Jarrett. And that is very true for this evening, because goddamn, if Jeff Jarrett is not in like at least 50% of the segments on this whole episode.
Is Russo actually still with WWE at this time?
Oh yeah, Russo has
Because
less
Jeff's
than a
going to be
month.
leaving very soon in this.
Less than a month.
Yes,
Russo
exactly.
has.
This was to send a message to China, who he has a match with at No Mercy. And do you know what occurred at that No Mercy event?
Yes, I do. China won the IC belt, if I recall correctly.
Well, yes, but something
No
backstage.
Mercy was a day after Jarrett's contract expired. So there was a rumor that Jarrett and Russo did this on purpose so that he could still participate at No Mercy, but he was basically at the behest of Vince had to pay him whatever he wanted for a one-day appearance at No Mercy
To get that belt off of him.
Yeah.
to get the belt
It
off.
was a
him.
warrior
So-
situation, kind
That's
of. Warriors
savvy,
just
man.
refusing
Yeah,
to show
so
up.
they said that Russo and Jarrett kind of teamed up to make sure that Jarrett could get a good.
This is
payout
why he
for
got
that.
fired on Raw Nitro.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we do a
Do
backstage.
you not know any of that, Tyler?
No, I'm just zooming in on this picture that Ryan just sent me of Stephanie
jeez.
McMahon hugging a Nord from Skyrim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was for extracurricular use, Tyler.
But yes,
yes.
to your point, Skylar. Vince Russo had less than a month, like they were saying. And in my opinion, this is like
so
the
he
height
was still
of,
there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is like the height of this kind of car crash TV that he
Wow.
did. Of
Yeah.
When he
matches are
carried
over
over and killed.
matches are over in 30 seconds, and you don't know why. There are no
Just so
the
stupid.
refs are on strike, so there aren't refs. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, I can agree with
yeah.
that. Unionized refs, you are abused all the time. I'm gonna get behind that.
That's true. That's true.
That causes something I'll get behind.
If they
We
didn't.
go backstage.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say if
we
they
go
didn't
backstage
pass out
to-
every 5 seconds.
I didn't know Lillian was with the company yet because we go backstage to Lillian Garcia, and she's interviewing Triple H, asking who he's going to face tonight. He refuses, but says it's not going to be Stone Cold. But I didn't know that she was there in '99.
99.
Super
That's
young.
crazy. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, she was 23 years old that year.
Wow.
Ryan's like checking his tattoo. Yep, she's 23.
He was born in
That's it,
1974.
Roll.
Happy birthday.
and she's gonna die in 40.
No.
But out next we get some sexual.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Mark Henry in sexual chocolate form. This is such great,
Yeah.
like peak Mark Henry for me. And he's the European champion, like totally in spite of D'Lo Brown. Like this is great Mark Henry.
He was supposed to be partnering with Steve Blackman on Monday Night Raw, but Steve Blackman was hung out to dry, only for us to find out through GTV.
That's right.
God.
Yeah, Mark Henry was in the back with strippers. He's sexual
GTV.
chocolate. That's what he's got to do.
That made me laugh because GTV is like such a kind of moment in time in WWE of like what it was going to be, and like fucking Tom Green that we know. So yeah, like and you get some great GTV shot of a camera that's like clearly would be visible to the people. Like it was like waist high and it was pointed up at a weird Dutch angle of Mark Henry just kind of sitting while while hoes dance in front of him. And good for him.
That's a forgotten era right
Steve
there.
Blackman can handle
Is,
himself.
The hoe train.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The Godfather
the-
will never.
Woo, train.
let the
It's sexual
country die.
I'm
chocolate,
sorry,
man.
yeah, I didn't put enough stank on that. I'm sorry.
Steve Blackman should understand that hoes come first to sexual chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
How could he not see the video and be like, "Well, I understand"? But no, he
Let
was.
me
mad.
see. I believe it was WrestleMania 2000 where he had this, laughable entrance. I think that was the one. Oh, I've got it coming up.
Had
It was
to
just
have
that. music that he had, and then he just comes running out Ultimate Warrior style. Or no, it's the exact opposite. He comes out calmly walking, and he just walks like a sim up the steps.
Yes, just moving his arms
And that was
slightly.
back when the faces were all flat, and so they would pick this in agony expression for him, and it was just funny all the time. He was my beat 'em up person, like when I had wanted to pick Big Show and just wreck on somebody. It's
For sure. For sure.
This is a great example, though, of the Vince Russo, like, what I think of for Vince Russo, because this match is probably, like, a minute long, and it ends in Val Venus, who runs out and blasts Steve in the balls with a kendo stick, and then blasts him off the back. And then, so Mark Henry gets the win, but then immediately D'Lo is out and on top of Mark fighting him. Like,
I could hear you guys popping for that.
Oh, for sure.
Why didn't he just come out during the match? Like, if
he didn't have
was
time.
gonna do that, why did he let Henry win?
I don't think he had time. He could have been
They're like,
sprinting
"D'Lo,
from
where
the
are
back,
you?"
and he was like, "Yeah, that match was 58 seconds
He was
long,
in
dog.
catering.
Goddamn." Like, Steve Blackman can run faster than I can because he's not waggling his head the whole time.
Hey, that is a waggle of power. Don't you dare cut it
I
down.
feel like it
Don't you
would
come
affect
out
his
in that-
running, though.
How dare you assume that I would cut it down, sir?
He comes out with that slick ass metallic fabric that everything was in the 90s and early 2000s. And, oh shit, Tyler's got his European Championship on hand.
D'Lo has to sign
all
that
that
someday.
gotta be
We
ready.
have to
So
go
sorry.
somewhere
You
where
gotta be
D'Lo
ready.
can sign that.
Yeah.
And we're all just gonna be in neck braces by the time we leave there. All of us.
Hey,
just
D'Lo, will you
wearing
sign this?
Out with it.
Yeah, D'Lo
Please.
has a habit of putting you
Appreciate
in
it.
some kind of neck brace.
The picture will be blurry from your heads moving while they were taking it.
Yeah, as Tyler said, this is definitely the Jeff Jarrett show because we go backstage and
This is a
Jarrett
great
is
segment.
talking smack
Yeah.
to.
Oh, they're loading.
to Tess.
They're loading Cindy Margolis into the friggin' ambulance,
Yeah.
Yep.
and Jeff Jarrett just shows up to continue to yell at her
He's so
and tell her that like it's a message to China, and that's what it is. And like,
Hi.
I just imagine that Cindy Margolis doesn't know who China is, and is
Why
just like,
are you-
I've never
She's
even
thinking of the
been
country.
there.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What did China
My publicist
do?
said I was supposed to come to this show, and it would be a great opportunity to expose myself to a new audience. And now I have to go have knee surgery now, and I don't know what.
Guy named Double
Man
J.
from Tennessee is screaming at me.
China, the whole country paid you.
Some message. She heard from China, not
People's
for
Republic
China.
of China.
That's how you
This is a
start an
message from
international incident with like the world's most downloaded woman. But yeah, then Tess shows up because he's just hanging out like looking for women to defend, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do that.
Get your damn hands off of her.
I mean, understand, if I saw someone yelling at a woman being loaded into an ambulance, first I'd be like, well, what's the situation here before I start yelling at someone yelling
So-
at
You would ask
For
the
sure.
if you
Here's-
walked up and saw Jeff Jarrett screaming at a wounded.
Well, what if
Cindy
this person
Margolis,
had
you'd
just
be like, wait a
attacked-
minute, maybe she offended Mr. Jarrett.
Here's what I would think. Those two people are really in love, and I don't need to get involved in that. Like,
That's what it is. They're both the same amount of blonde. Let's just step away from all of this and go on.
and then Jared and Tess just start like wet slapping, fighting like in the quiet of like the echo of like a wall and the side of an
or
ambulance
the harsh echo off the concrete cinder block walls.
and the metal side of it. Yeah, just like and then they end up having a match later on tonight, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
So
It's bad.
We'll get there.
We'll get
but
there,
first, the GOAT, Y2J.
Y2J,
Come out with
God.
Curtis Hughes.
Curtis Hughes.
His in-ring WWF debut was actually on the very first episode of Smackdown 3 weeks prior.
Nice.
Who, Curtis Hughes?
So yeah, and Jericho was nice enough to take Curtis Hughes to the same store that he buys shiny shirts at, and
Yeah. You gotta spread the wealth.
you gotta
little
put this
short
on so
store.
people know we're together.
they sell vests too. Curtis Hughes might have the most amazing stink face I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
He
he
looks
just
like
pulls it out
he
fast.
Curl that thing pretty well.
took a bite out of a piece of shit right before he walked out.
Dude, yeah, I've got it up right now, and it's hitting me deep,
and it's
man.
just
That's some
he
Ice Cube
maintains
level
that
stink
look,
face.
man. Like I really like that Chris Jericho is even like he can take anybody and make you interested in them. Like whether it's this guy, whether it's Ralphus, whether it's just somebody that he brought along with him, like Jericho is amazing. And it doesn't end here because Jericho brought a ref with him. Right, Sean?
Oh, who did he bring?
Well,
Who did he bring?
you might not know him by his full name, but you definitely know him by his nickname El Dopo.
Oh my god!
I love El Dopo.
Yes.
World famous El Dopo.
I had a
Wait,
little
no.
plushie of him when I was
The El Dopo?
Yep, that's right.
Oh,
El Dopo is
gosh.
Spanish for the
Wow.
Dopo.
For the what? What was it? The what?
The Dopo.
The Dopo.
Oh.
Took me a lot of Googling
I
just then.
really was hoping that this was Ralphus when I first saw him, just based off of his
I
body
know.
shape.
Me too.
But it
Yes.
is Howard Finkel. I mean, they talk about it being Howard Finkel before it even, but it is. He gets...
Well, you can hear him too.
Yeah.
You can because you're gonna know the Fink's voice, and when he's counting one,
Disqualificado!
two, like,
Disqualificado! Poor senor!
so Curtis is taking on Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock,
and so
yeah.
everyone who's keeping track at home, this is Green Shamrock.
Yes,
Green.
green.
That was always my favorite part of picking Shamrock. You can go with either blue, red, green. He always changed it.
Oh, I see what you
Three
mean. All the
variations.
color variants. I was
Yeah.
like, well, no, he's been wrestling
which one
for
did you
a
always
few
choose?
years now. I
This
don't
is
know if he's
green
green.
version.
He came from MMA. He's fantastic.
But yeah, in a very kind of like Bailey and Sasha type move, Jericho has just elected Curtis Hughes to take his place against Ken Shamrock in this match. And the benefit of that is that we get Jericho on commentary for just a little bit, and god damn it, he is gold.
I
20 years
21,
later, and he
yeah.
is still
Yes.
got it.
He-
He's impeccable on just
He
so good.
immediately starts shit talking Michael Cole, and I was so enjoying it. Like it's
I don't know.
Well, and
God bless Jericho.
I don't know why, but I feel like some of the stuff he used, like, I just feel like this is some stuff he wanted to do when he was trying to bait Goldberg into a match. I feel like he's like, I'm gonna
yeah,
use
for
that for this.
Might as well.
there, at one point, so when he's on commentary, he says, I gotta go check on something.
Yeah.
And then he just goes and destroys Shamrock. Like,
Don't
El Dopo,
don't you worry about
he's
what I'm
being
doing.
very lenient here.
Yeah.
He is letting a lot of things slide.
For a ref that's been
But-
around since
Yeah.
the 70s or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's El Dopo,
But
Shamrock doesn't break doesn't break his hold.
Yeah.
So El Dopo does the right thing and
Yeah,
disqualifies.
well, you got to.
Disqualificado.
Somewhere
Yeah.
responsible.
You
You
have
got
to.
to protect your competitors.
very
have
quickly
to.
he did.
Yeah.
And Jericho
El
takes
Dopo.
that opportunity to he and Curtis Hughes just fuck off.
Yeah, I would.
And they leave the slightly rotund El Dopo to bear the full brunt of a like maxed out Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. And so they unmask El Dopo, and tonight playing El Dopo, it was actually Conan.
What?
Oh,
That no
wow.
wonder he was in the Max Moon armor when the shirt.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
it all makes sense now.
It's pretty crazy.
Like that, like the shoot show bingo is just like 14 squares that are all Conan.
Yeah. If
Who
you
had
get a
Conan?
or Max Moon, you're good.
Bam, bam, bam,
They're
bam, bam,
different
bingo in
things.
every direction.
No. They're different things, but if you take the edge of a coin and scratch the square away, then it says Conan.
Yeah,
So everything is Conan
Ah.
underneath.
Secret Conan.
to hit it with a black light and
Yeah. So if ever you're in a quagmire in a game of shoot show bingo, and you say, "Oh shit! If only I had a Conan." Don't you worry, everything's Conan.
you do, yeah. It's like silent letters. Conan is just implied. Yeah, and Fink gets Fink takes a bit of a beating here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sadly, this
Hey,
is why
he's a
refs
company
are on
man.
strike. I mean, prove their point. honestly.
Exactly. God.
Really, they're not making. They're making the refs' case really strong for tonight. On the night that they chose to strike, not only have the stand-in referees been attacked, each and every one of them. Now Jericho's own hand-picked personal referee comes, and he's also attacked.
Seriously, it's a
So I mean,
it's a
if
bad
anyone
time
were
to be a ref.
to really check out what the referees are claiming foul about, they'd have a open and shut case.
Yeah, I
for
feel
sure.
I feel like the refs do have a pretty solid case based on the things I've seen. And speaking of, after this match, we get a great segment that I like where it's sponsored by Lugs, but it's the boot of the week. And the boot of the week, the thing that they want to go back, like if you had just happened to turn this on and catch it, it was The Undertaker kicking the shit out of a referee. Which is a fun thing to remember. You guys like wrestling? You want to see a big famous wrestler kick an unarmed old man?
Shit, yeah, I do.
Kind
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I mean, why else did I turn it on?
That's fun. Sponsored by Lugs. There's a match. Earlier they advertised a match that I think is for Armageddon, that 6-man match, but it's sponsored by Magic the Gathering. That's a fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun, like nerd ley lines crossing. I was into both Magic and wrestling, so like I'm a target audience there.
It was for Unforgiven. That's the next
Nice.
upcoming
Nice.
pay-per-view. Yeah. But yeah, we now get The Rock out first for the Royal Rumbles
and
match.
God bless The Rock getting to come out first. I mean, I feel like there's
Just
no
wonderful.
other choice because he cuts a promo that is just indicative of every time you put the mic in this guy's hand, everything that comes out of his mouth is fire.
This was a precursor. I think like one of his most famous promos is one where he's like imitating all of the. I can't remember which one it was, but he's imitating Kane. You know, But I feel like this is a precursor for that. Like,
Yeah,
this was his warm up because he cuts a promo on all 4 of the other competitors in this match.
And he does hit that. He says Undertaker and your 33-pound head.
Mickey Mouse tattoos and 33-pound head.
There should be a great kind of long compiled list on Reddit somewhere of all the things that The Rock was going to turn sideways and stick up your ass.
There's gotta be.
This is one of the most enjoyable yet laborious ones that you're going to find, which is the supposed winnings from an imaginary non-existent slot machine.
Man, as somebody who sets up a joke that takes a little bit too long to get to the punchline for a lot, I appreciate the way that The Rock is able to keep you there.
Exactly.
Because it's easy to lose you. I can tell you. I've lost everybody on the show several times.
He takes a long walk to get to this, and the audience is absolutely with him from start to finish.
Well, why would you not be?
Yeah.
Are you not one of the people? He's your champion.
Yeah,
Big Slow is out first.
Yeah, rockin'
and you know
Big
what?
Show.
For being as big as he is, and for wrestling for all this was 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I know we groan when we see him now, but good for Big Show for still being able to hang.
Definitely, man.
I don't groan when I
for
see
him.
him, maybe in a little light pleasure, but like Big Show's a happy
Who
sight for me,
groans
man.
when
I
the
love
Big
to
Show
see him.
comes
Yeah. To still
This is
still
in
be
2012 or 13 or 14.
No, I groan now in 2020.
Yeah, I mean to even be like
Not
able to
back
still
then.
move around, let alone actually wrestle in 20
Yeah.
20 years later, 21 years later. It's
Yeah.
it's impressive, man.
Well,
How does he
and this
literally...
is where he started. I believe he was 95, 96 in WCW at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does he really have a contract where they cannot like fire him?
I think
I don't know.
shit.
I gotta think so.
He might have
how
like
is
one of
that
those.
even how did he even get that as a
He might have one of those Legends contracts at this point or something. I don't like.
Yeah,
Wait.
he's got the Big Show on Netflix. They're not gonna.
Has anybody watched that? Are
Yeah.
we gonna watch that someday?
We should.
I mean,
We'll just
you know,
pick an
watch it.
episode.
South Park
We'll just watch the whole series, but slowly.
Sean,
Actually,
watch
have you
it
guys
with
seen the main
kids.
event on Netflix?
No.
It is so good. There is a Otis fart joke that goes on for about 2 minutes. Fantastic.
Wait, what is this?
The main event with Keith Lee, and it's like the little black kid on Netflix who wants to be a wrestler.
Yeah, and he gets like what does he get that makes him?
I thought
he
you
has
were
a mask.
describing.
The mask.
I thought you were describing Keith Lee. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was all like,
No,
Keith Lee,
he's
wow.
in it. But
He's
there's
a
a
big
point
black
where
guy, yeah, for sure.
where the kid is fighting Otis, and Otis's finishing move is just a extended like 2-minute fart, and everyone's all the faces of everybody in the crowd are just moving from all the wind from his fart. It's fantastic.
Oh wow!
It's so
I had no
funny.
idea any of that. You said Keith Lee's in it. I'll
Keith
definitely
Lee's in
watch
it, yeah. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
actually really
open
funny.
and
I didn't
shut.
expect for it to be, but it's pretty good.
Where?
But so the winner in this match, they just mentioned this now. The
I
winner
forgot where we were.
gets the first shot of the champion that comes out of the 6-pack challenge at Unforgiven.
That's right. So there's some pretty
Weren't
high.
all these
stakes.
guys in the 6-pack challenge?
They are, but Undertaker.
Well, what the fuck's
was
the point
not.
of this?
I know. Undertaker.
Skyler,
was
no,
not
don't do
in
the math, damn it.
He was not in the 6-pack challenge because he kayfabe walked out, but he legitimately needed groin surgery and was out for 9 months.
Dude, you
Undertaker?
can tell.
9 months. Yeah.
Oh,
can
so
really
this is
tell. It's
literally
like, yeah.
why he looks like Biker Taker, and then the next time you see him.
Yeah.
It starts with Rock and Big Show, or it starts with Rock and Big Show, and then we get Mankind and Kane.
Mankind, then Kane, yeah.
And then Undertaker comes out, but it is just he's got a Black Label Society shirt on. He's got a fucking bandana on. He's got some kind of
I hated those sunglasses.
Sunglasses
They're like
that are
Bono
like kind of
sunglasses.
purple. Yeah. And he is, you can just tell by the way he's moving. Like he is in a bad way.
Yeah.
And he does not get into the ring. He starts to get into the ring, but then he just walks over and gets on commentary and gives kind of like the grizzled old man, like around a campfire story about what he's gonna do to everybody. And just like,
I'm on everybody.
if that boy thinks he can stand against me, Will,
You got another thing
yeah,
coming.
he can't.
I like Judas Priest.
Yeah, this was a weird time for Undertaker. It's kind of like, they called him at home and he didn't have his gear or something. This is just how he dresses at home.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like,
and he went away for the groin injury, and he was supposed to come back, and I think worked a dark match or something in some way tore his pec muscle,
Well-
which added time on his time out.
Was that
and
like
that's
the
when he
night?
came back as Biker Taker?
Was that like the Monday right before this that he did it? Because he looked like he was in regular, like not regular, but like actual Undertaker type stuff when they were kicking refs
Right,
and
yeah,
stuff.
it seemed
which would have
like-
literally
it
been the
seemed
night
like,
before if they record this on a Tuesday.
During this same feud, he was still the dead man. Like, this is still the Ministry of
yeah.
Darkness, right?
Yeah, because
Well, I
exactly.
mean,
So-
Viscera and Midian come down to protect him at one point, so he's still in the thick of it.
Yeah, well, and,
So
and
yeah, that huge time out for him between the groin and then immediately following the pec muscle, everything must have changed. You know, the situation with Media and Viscera, maybe even the rest of the Ministry could have been the spur on for the Biker Taker moment. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy that it
Me
happened
too.
though. That is hashtag my taker.
well, and this is all really just set up so that Undertaker can get in, and like Kane goes out, and then Big Show and The Rock are struggling, and Taker just gets in and flips them both out, and Taker wins. And he just kind of stands there like when you're like if your dad kind of slapped the back of your head and you turned around like you were gonna do something, and then your dad just standing there like, yeah, I'm Undertaker. What else?
Yep.
What else?
My
There
yard.
you go.
my-
Exactly.
my-
Yeah, because Big Show and Undertaker are tag champions right now. So, like, the Big Show's kind of gets it back in the ring, and you can see the Undertaker's kind of like, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm the goddamn Undertaker. But yeah, like you said, Midian and Viscera come out, and Viscera hits a big 900-pound splash and kills somebody.
Yep. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
in peace.
Next up, we have the Hollies. It was nice to see Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly.
Super heavyweight Crash. This is when he
super heavyweight.
carrying the scale out with him that he would get on and say that he weighed like 1,000 pounds or something.
Damn.
And
I love that
China, she's out to
That was a
fight. I guess
weapon,
both of them.
Yeah, well, that's
She's
the
gonna
thing.
take
Like,
care of both.
this made me laugh. Like, goddamn, like everybody's got beef with China. Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
You got
and
Jeff.
so
You got
Billy-
Jeff Jarrett out assaulting random broads over it. Hardcore and Crash are about to have a handicap match with her. It's ridiculous.
Hey, stupid! That's why your MCL so fucked up from that figure 4. Stupid! Don't come back.
Yeah, don't you put her in the ambulance yet? I'm not done yelling at her.
He's all holding on to the.
Got some things I want to say. Cindy Margolis.
Even further to that point, so Billy Gunn comes out to help her.
Yeah.
And she gets pissed at him. So they win.
Seriously.
But
Yeah.
China gets mad that he helps. And while she's mad, Chef Jarrett comes out and just flattens her with a frying pan.
Yeah, this
and
was
Billy
weird
Gunn
as
straight
fuck.
up leaves. He just leaves. He's just all right, whatever.
This is potentially like the most offensive thing that happens in the entire episode, and that's in light of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
But Deborah and Miss Kitty come out with Jeff Jarrett, and like you said, they hit her with a frying pan. But then they not only that, they put an apron on her, and like lay her out with the apron on and a frying pan in one hand, and like a soup ladle in the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just
Anybody
see
catch
Vince
what Jarrett
Russo.
said after that?
Why don't you tell us?
He said, "You got the frying pan, you got the soup ladle, and the apron. Last thing you need to do is take you to the kitchen to make my supper." and Lulu made me turn it off.
Oh, I've got it written
episode
down.
As she should.
I've got it written down, but I could not do it that kind of justice.
Skylar, I need you. The next time Lulu is cooking, to quote this verbatim, just be like, yeah.
I like
you got your skillet.
Yeah. I like
You got your damn oven.
I'll
He
have
kinda
the phone
sneaks
behind
up
my
on her.
back as I do it, so you guys can.
You kind of sneak up on her and like a ring toss an apron onto her.
Oh God, no! I'm not trying to die. She's probably listening now, anyways, waiting to murder me.
Yeah, I like she's gonna creep up behind you.
Oh man, she's gonna bust in on you like Bianca Belair did on that live stream. I don't know if you guys saw
Yeah,
that.
there you go. That's multiple crimes being committed there, in addition to breaking and entering.
Yeah.
But after this, the absurdity reaches a fevered pitch.
Ooh,
does.
yeah. We
And,
hit peak Russo for the
This
evening.
is absolutely peak Russo. I mean, this is
We get Sergeant Slaughter out as a referee.
Yeah.
But we are on to the highlight of the night, the pepper on a pole match.
Like pepper,
Pepper.
like salt and
Boss
pepper?
Man-
yeah, like
no.
the condiment.
Like,
I thought it was pepper spray. I thought
yeah,
it was gonna be
pepper
like
spray.
mace.
No.
But then I was. It was
Is it the fried remains of a loved family animal?
Yes.
I'll be damned.
Oh
in
my
a
goodness!
doggy
not a
bag.
dog though, right?
Get
Like
it?
it's just called a dog. It's not a dog though, right?
No, so
it's a
Al
dog.
Snow, yeah, but Big Boss Man stole Al Snow's dog, Pepper,
Yep.
the Chihuahua, and cooked it and fed most of it to Al Snow in a fun segment that occurred in a hotel room. But then
And
yes,
the rest
this
of it is now in
Yes.
the doggy bag.
this match is for ownership of the cooked remains of a dog.
Dude,
That's-
I don't.
You let that
I don't
sink
know
in.
why
Yep.
Big Show had to take it, or a Big Boss Man had to take it to that level.
Yeah.
This was a year for Big Boss Man. This
This
was the
is
same
the
year
same
he
year,
interrupted
yeah.
Big Show's father's freaking
Wow.
funeral and then dragged the casket across the cemetery. It's like, so you also cooked a man's dog. Someone should have done something about Big Boss Man. Somebody should have taken him out.
Well, I
feel
mean,
like.
Undertaker did like hang him in the ring.
That's true. He did get crucified. But that was earlier, wasn't it?
I
This
believe
is
so,
probably
yeah.
why he is the way he is.
Exactly, yeah.
But
just
It
more
all
unsafe,
goes back to Undertaker.
this was the point
more
that
unsafe working conditions.
This was the point that I had to pause the pay-per-view and go and start trying to figure out when Russo left.
Okay.
'Cause I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
This has got to be the point where people are starting to be like, okay, we've got to do something about this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these
I
matches, we could sit and watch it and be like, how did it end? And you're like,
Well,
Did
Fireworks
this one
went off?
ends with, of course, live dogs. I get British Bulldog had just recently come back from an injury, and I guess he's a face now. I don't ever remember him as a face, but he comes out with Rottweilers,
Yeah.
and Big Boss Man is so scared of the little puppers that he takes the bag off the pole, but he tosses it and then runs.
Yep.
So Al Snow grabs it and wins because the technically the winner of the match had to grab poor Pepper and touch the floor.
And be outside of the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
like
pretty.
what?
That's both feet. Yeah. So you have to be holding the dog, and both feet have to touch the ground. That's fun.
Yeah.
Imagine
I
just
wonder
seeing
why
a
they-
snippet of that.
Yeah, I wonder why they had such specific rules. It's almost as if they knew that he was going to toss it outside and onto the floor.
I feel like Skylar just took a moment of silence for Pepper.
Yeah.
And,
Pepper. Rip
yeah.
Pepper.
All right.
The moment's over now. Sorry, I was taking a moment.
It's okay.
But on
R.I.P.
the
in
plus
pieces,
side,
Pepper.
a question for 10-year-old Sean Rosenthal. How about them doggies, though?
Did
How
you
about
wanna
all them
pet those
dogs at the
bitches?
wrestling show?
You know?
So yeah,
pretty cool. It's
yeah,
fun.
that's a good question, Sean.
Yeah.
Were you aware of like? Did they announce over like to the crowd like this is a bag of dog in like they're trying to get that?
No. But I was.
They're
I
trying
was,
to
These
get that.
dogs are
I was hip to
cannibals.
the drive. I knew what Pepper was. I knew. I knew what was going on.
Okay, good.
And you were very sad for
Speaking of-
Pepper, right?
Oh, I
Almost knocked the painting off the wall.
Oh,
It's
gotta
that,
shoot
that
Joe
painting's
Sophie, Sean.
coming down.
speaking of doggos, it's puppies and kitties time. So says the
Yeah.
king.
Yeah, is this a game show?
Jeff Jarrett versus Test for the belt.
Oh.
And just before this, so Triple H is plotting, and as he's off to go do his shenanigans, you see Stone Cold just kind of
yeah, peeping.
Oh, he's like
Peeping.
sneaky boy in the
Yeah,
bag.
dude. Like Rockwell style, like just peeping on him. Always somebody's watching me.
Did you see him from the light glistening off those beautiful legs?
how
My
could you not?
my favorite was
No, they were. He was.
my favorite is when he's peeking out of the back of the semi. I love that one. That's
That's the one.
Is he
I'm
really?
thinking of. It's
Why did
just
I not
like-
see this stuff? I just must not have been paying attention. Was there a bunch of
I
scenes where
always feel like
Stone Cold just peeks
somebody's
out?
watching me.
I only
And
really
he's just
know
like
about.
peeking
I only
out.
really think of this one and that one. I don't think there's like a. It's not like. it's
Triple
not like
H leaves the
50
bathroom
of
and then you see Stone Cold walk out of the same stall.
You see like the ceiling tiles slide away.
So this match was not a match. I mean, it's for the belt.
Fuck
but
me. This
is where you could really tell the Russo was hitting in because this is just fucking chaos.
There's
want
9
puppy
people out
chants
there almost
instantly.
immediately. Like, why the hell are Briscoe and Patterson back out there? Like, what? Before I even knew what was happening, Shane, Stephanie, the Mean Street Posse, Patterson, and Briscoe are all out there. In addition to kitties and puppies. And
You think
it's
Briscoe's
just like,
tired by now of running?
this match, if you gave this match 20 seconds per person that was out there, that match wasn't even that long.
Yeah. Well, and the crowd does not give a shit. So all this so P-Gas comes out, Rodney comes out, Stephanie comes out. You still have Test and Jarrett and Miss Kitty. Like, it's everywhere, and the whole crowd the
And
whole time is
Deborah.
just puppies.
We want puppies.
Yeah, we want
Yeah, I believe
puppies.
Were you chanting that?
Jerry the King
Were you
Lawler
wanting the
was
puppies?
still married to Miss Kitty,
He
and
was.
Deborah
Yep.
was still with Steve McMichael at the time. But
Whoa.
soon, or no, I think they split in '98. I don't know. It got I think this was when her and Steve Austin were getting married. So this was like a weird time of flux for everybody involved.
It really was. And so it just devolves into chaos.
Were you
and
chanting "We want
nothing really
puppies,"
happens.
Sean? I want to know.
Oh, I didn't shout it, but I was thinking.
Thinking real hard, weren't you?
That's right.
Real hard.
I like Sean just keeps like, he's like quietly saying, we want puppies.
What was that, son?
Nothing.
He's like, no, I support,
No, yeah. Look at the puppies, the Rottweilers.
Yeah, I see him again.
So it's 2001 when she gets fired. So she's still got a while. In 99 of this year, or in December of this year rather, of 99, she flashes her boobs at one of
Deborah?
the WWF events.
Which
no,
one is that?
Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
Oh, Miss Kitty. Oh,
You
okay.
remember that? We saw that. We all enjoyed it together.
We did.
Yeah.
So now
We
now
aren't.
it's it's main event time. It is.
Is it
we are
already?
ready?
Finally.
Triple H is out, and he
Oh
is.
man, we're gonna find out who the opponent is.
Yeah.
Wait, who won the
Triple
last
H is-
match?
It was a DQ.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was a no contest.
yeah.
It was just a bunch of bullshit.
The titties.
Who
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
who
puppies.
could ever
Puppies
know?
won.
Who could know? It's
So
like
we have-
agnostic. They all won.
Yeah,
Who could know?
who could even tell? Triple H is giving instructions to the security team. They're at the entrance of the Titantron, and they are facing away from the ring, so they're facing the Titantron, just in case some sneaky little rattlesnake wants to come out.
Dun, 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 dun.
And since there are no referees, Triple H, I guess, gets to pick not only his opponent, but he gets to pick the referee. And he so chooses Shane
Wait,
McMahon.
why did you
Shane
not make the
McMahon.
cops go around the ring? Wouldn't that be smarter?
You would think so,
You-
but
can you only
know,
get
Well,
into
and-
the ring through the apron? Is that right?
Yeah, and
he was
Through
not the
Titantron?
cerebral assassin at
And
this
it,
time.
That's so
everybody
true, that's
that
true.
everybody that does come out, even like Shane, he invites Shane out, and Shane still kind of has to like sidestep the
Get
cops who are still kind of like trying to strong.
My dad
arm him.
owns this. Why are you still trying to get me not?
He's like, don't make me get my daddy.
yeah.
So Triple H is rattling off a list of who it's not going to be. He calls Kane the R.
Oh
yeah,
my
he says
God, that
he
was-
says
that
a
was-
late
that was
'90s
rough.
word.
Yes.
That's
He tells Mankind to go play with his sock.
Yeah, I think that was that a masturbation innuendo? Is that what he was?
Yeah, I gotta
What were
think
you trying
so.
to say?
The person
not to 10-year-old Sean. It wasn't.
well,
It's like, yeah,
He's
Mr.
like,
Simpson.
I don't-
who he's thinking
He's
of.
like, I don't really know what that
Yeah.
means. Whatever.
Someone wants to be a hero. This someone wants to steal
Kurt
his
Angle?
glory
Oh,
and
no.
thunder. This person has balls, the size of grapefruits, and then King immediately says, "Me? Is it me?"
Like, no, you need to go to the
That was great.
doctor, King. We talked about that.
It is Vincent K. McMahon.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
That's right. He said, "You want to be a
So
hero,
this
Jack?
is-
You want to be a hero to your old lady? I'm going to give you a chance to be a hero, Vince."
What
There you
was Linda? Does anybody? What was Linda doing? Why was Triple H so mad
Just
at her?
sitting there.
She's just sitting.
She was just sitting there
Oh.
watching what was going on a 12-inch monitor.
No, he was just trying.
Oh,
to,
he was trying to
he
bait
was
him
trying
by
to
bringing
goad
up
Vince
the wife.
McMahon.
Okay. Classic married.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
person.
just trying to goad Vince
Okay.
McMahon into a fight. He was like, "Hey,
I
I'll bang
thought
your wife
Linda
better
was
than
like
you can bang your
trying
wife.
to get the
And that'll
title
get
off
you.
him, so he was just I don't know. I was overthinking.
No,
That's
that.
commitment.
No,
That's
Are
commitment
you
to
telling me
anger.
you're not going to defend the former head of the United States Small Business Administration?
She wasn't yet.
She's not the. She's the former. She's not the head of the.
No longer.
Small
That's
No
like
longer.
that's a pretty tough threat. Like that he would bang her because it's like, yo, that he's like, I don't want to follow through with that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's like,
well,
"You
this
don't
is-
mean that."
We said that we saw peak Russo just a second ago, but it's not completely true because this is, in a way, the real destruction of Russo. Because if you have this the silly horse shit like we saw with Big Boss Man, that's kind of fine because you can compartmentalize it. This kind of input, and I'm blaming Russo. I don't even know if he wrote it, but I'm going to blame him
100%.
for the sake of the joke. Is Shane McMahon is handpicked by a Triple H to be the special guest referee. Yet he is a face at this time. He is on Vince's side throughout the match.
Yeah.
So that completely bobbles the audience. Like, where is Shane in the grand scheme of all this? Who am I cheering for?
Yeah.
Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy?
Yeah, Shane
Like,
comes
it's
out
just
as
like,
Triple
he's
H's
gonna-
friend.
He's going to
Yes.
beat you in front of your own son, and your son's going to have to count for you.
Yeah.
Like, you just to...
Well, maybe.
Like why?
you know,
Why?
I
Yeah. Why
guess
would Shane
shame
be
him
cool
even
with
more.
that? Like,
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you think that Shane would get involved or in some way affect
Yeah.
it against you? Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
Vince is like
So-
54 at this point, so it's too old to be getting
good
whooped
shape, though.
by the guy who is currently the
easy.
champion. Like Triple H as the champion is to be the best wrestler in the company.
This isn't even peak Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he hadn't
That's
even
true.
come out in the muscle shirt
With the chains.
the red shirt under
Yeah.
it.
With the chains
He hasn't even been on
around
the
it.
cover of Fitness and what's that
Yeah.
magazine I'd never read because I don't do fitness.
wearing the chains.
The one with the muscles.
But
Vince comes out. He says no. He says he's not gonna.
Not
but
gonna
Triple
do it.
H, this is where he gets him. He says, "Go tell your sexually frustrated former head of the Small Business Administration wife that if he can't get the job done, Triple H can go all night long.
You never talk about a man's ability to work his penis.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. That hits you deep.
So Vince attacks him, and
rightfully so.
Guys,
And
we got a match.
The bell
for the
rings.
title.
Yeah, we got a match. Yeah.
Why I oughta. That's what Vince was thinking. Why I oughta.
son
And he
of
was
a
rolling up
bitch.
his sleeve.
Kids these days.
Vince McMahon is the best at facial expressions.
He's getting
and shit.
clobbered. Vince actually gets a good low blow in.
Yeah, which Shane cheers about. Like, he's like, yay.
It's pretty biased,
Low
I
blow
think.
on Triple
Yeah.
H because I don't like Triple H, but he picked me to be the referee.
And yeah, we like hugged it out
been
when I
a
got
DQ.
in the ring. Yeah.
And
that's pretty
then it descends. So it was, Triple H takes him outside the ring, puts him on the announcer's desk, and drops a huge elbow off the barricade through the announcer's table. And at this point, the crowd is just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
Like, everyone's kind of standing and not cheering, and they're just kind of like looking around. And
Why is this
they
guy
don't-
beating up this
they
old
don't know what
man?
to do.
Yeah. Who are we supposed to like here? Because
Yeah.
like we've got, faces and heels and we don't know which one is which. Like they made no attempt to establish which one's which. Like ostensibly here, Vince is the face and Triple H is the heel.
Yeah.
But like, is Vince the guy you want
Exactly.
to see win? How does that make any sense? He's not even a wrestler.
Exactly. That's why the
truly.
crowd, and you could feel it. And I remember there too. Like I didn't know really like what to do. Like what is going on right now? Like the owner of the company is getting his fucking ass
Yeah.
beat.
What
and-
do you want to see happen?
And
What
let
is
me tell you,
success in that scenario?
For timeline's sake, the higher power reveal was like less than 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, so he was just been like a notable heel, like a bad guy. Oh no, it's Vince McMahon, and we're supposed to shift gears so fast. It's such a strange reversal.
Yeah. Well, we get a couple good chair shots too. So there's a chair shot to Vince.
Yeah.
And then
which he
Shane
blades
eats
like
just
a motherfucker immediately.
Oh yeah.
You know Vince is gonna blade.
Oh yeah.
He's
He's soaked.
He's a McMahon.
And the Stooges eventually come out. Shane eats a terrible fucking
Yeah,
chair
Shane.
shot.
The one Shane takes is, I
Ugh.
think, like you can see how dented the chair is when he lets go of it. It's like, oh, oof.
So Linda comes out with the Stooges.
Linda
and
takes a chair
Stooges,
shot. No.
Yeah,
No.
right. The Stooges get taken care of, but Linda is being held back by China now.
Yes.
And Triple H does a great heel move where he takes Vince's blood onto his hand and then in front of Linda just rubs it onto his chest.
Yeah. I
It
was wondering if
fucking
he was
great.
gonna like put it on her or something. I was kind of like,
Yeah.
that was so heelish. Like China holding her, making her watch, and then like right after that, Triple H goes for the pedigree, and like this is gonna be it.
Yep.
I mean, at this point,
that's-
a pedigree is gonna be devastating. That's a super protected move. Like
Put him out of his misery.
Yeah. But oh, it's timed so well. Much
Glass
like
breaks and-
like your arrival last week, Sean.
Yes. The crowd, you could tell like immediately. That's why I made a point to say it because everyone's just kind of like
They were
"What's
chanting for
going
Austin
on?"
at one point.
Yeah, they were chanting.
That's
for
the
Austin,
only
and
thing that
then-
was going to make sense here is Austin shows up
Yep.
and clears house.
Yep, and he does.
Oh, that
and,
pop.
Yeah, the pop is just insane. Hits a stunner to China, hits a stunner to Triple H, and then there's this moment where he's standing in the ring and he takes a minute to look at Vince, look at Triple H, and you're just like, oh,
What's happening?
shit.
You're gonna do, Austin? What are you doing?
Yeah, wait, what? And
Steve?
it's-
Steve?
Vince gets on top of Triple H.
Yep.
Makes Shane count the 1, 2, 3, and Vince McMahon is the WWF champion.
Dude, what? and
It's so weird, and it works in motion. But when you think about, okay, hold on, wasn't Mankind beating The Rock like in '98?
I think it was
And
99
Austin
also.
who came. Was it also '99? And Austin comes in and does that exact thing. And he does that for the guy.
Maybe
I mean,
it was
when it was
98.
Mankind, it kind of made sense because he was like, oh my God, this will be funny on The Rock.
Right.
But this time, he's coming in to help the guy who, like I said, was just revealed as the higher power, like 4 some months ago. And he's like, oh man, I hate this guy.
Well,
And,
who
like,
better to
it just
who better to
doesn't
beat
make
the
sense
shit out of
even
for
for
the
the
title?
laughs. Why would he do this?
I think that
Vince
lends
is easier to beat than
how
Triple
much-
H.
Yeah, exactly. I think that lends to how much people just hated Triple H and how good he was at being someone you can fucking hate. That shit at this point, I'll take Vince. You know,
Exactly. That's true. That's true. It does play to the strengths of Triple H's heel work because they ate it for the most part.
yeah.
People, as soon as Austin got involved, that's all that mattered.
That's all that-
Whatever
that-
Austin wants to do, that's great.
there is-
for the
exactly.
crowd.
If he's doing it, then I'm on board, and that's how I
Yeah,
felt too.
for
Like,
sure.
I remember my dad, and you can tell the crowd. So the crowd is stunned.
The crowd is
like,
primed
just
for that
in-
to happen, and like
Yeah, and then it just ends.
It
And
ends
So I remember my dad
very
saying
abruptly.
like, hey, you're gonna remember this for the rest of your life because Vince McMahon just became WWF champion. Like that's the first
Dude,
and probably
that's so
only
cool.
time that's gonna happen.
Wrong.
Like-
Well, he became ECW champion.
I know.
Well,
Right?
no, that's so cool that you're dead because there's so many things throughout your life that you see. Like I didn't understand the gravity of Holyfield versus Tyson, or you know
Right.
Michael Jackson performing at the Super Bowl. It's so great that your dad was like, you know, this is a hallmark moment. This is something you
He knew.
freaking hold
Yeah.
and you think about.
He
from
slapped
this day
he
on.
slapped the shit out of you, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "This is the day you're never gonna forget." And then he pushed you down the
Someday
steps.
you're gonna have someday in 20
Threw me over the
years you're gonna
balcony.
be doing a podcast with some brothers and you're gonna talk about this moment.
It's gonna be good, kid.
And he puts a
Man,
giant
and
cigar
it's-
in his mouth.
It's funny because like as whatever as this match was up to that point, like there's no better way to pop a crowd than that sound of the glass breaking
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and just
Oh, yeah.
just nuclear pop. I mean, it's just not even fair to compare it to other things. Like
There's only
every
one thing
set
that
of
can
hands
compare
go
two
up.
things.
You know, it's
Yeah, I would
it's
The
compare.
Rock,
I would compare
the
this
If
show.
You Smell going off, and then Stupid Hogan's dun dun dun. That gets people
It's kind of
popping.
like everybody that like let's say a band is playing Sweet Home Alabama and the rest of the song is kind of nobody knows the words and then it gets the Sweet Home Alabama and everybody is in. Like the rest of the package might not have been that great, but it all came home for the chorus of the close, and that's really all that you remember. You remember it like it was such a powerful pop for Stone Cold and such a weird historic move.
I didn't
for
even
him
know it
that
happened.
You really don't think about the content. It works in motion, like I said.
definitely, and it was unfortunate that like it happened, and then like almost immediately I saw the thing down in the bottom corner start like
Oh,
the
that- boy,
the
that
circle
will
start
get
filling
you.
up to be like, oh, this is about over, and I'm like, fuck, that's like I don't even get like that's it. Okay, well, shit, like.
There's
There's
tune
nothing
into
like
Raw.
a hot ending, man. When people are fighting and the commentary's screaming, and then you see the
We'll see
production
you
tag
next
in the
week.
bottom right, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're out of time.
And that's
We'll see you next week.
that's good
And I'm like,
wrestling,
oh my
man.
God.
That's really
Yeah,
good
That's
wrestling.
good wrestling.
Yeah.
Makes
What a
you want more.
show.
Although
Yeah, and
there's
it's a good like if it genuinely makes me want to be like, man, I want to go kind of watch the Raw that followed this,
Right.
or like the next thing
Yeah.
that happened. Like, you know, it's that's a good indication of like some, you know, that's awesome. Like
Kind of want to
was-
see
was
this
a-
pay-per-view they keep
Absolutely.
talking about.
For as car crashy as a lot of this was, like they were doing some fun stuff with like some really impressive dudes.
Yep. Kept you hooked.
Yeah.
God.
Little
Yeah, that
little-
was my first live show.
little baby
I'm
Sean.
gonna have to pick my first live show now.
Well, no wonder you. Oh shit! If I picked my first live show, it would be not too long ago at a Mountain Home public school gym, and me and 11 other people saw a great show. That
No, you went
Yeah.
to Double
So they
or
have that
was
tape?
Double or Nothing your first wrestling show?
No.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't my first wrestling show. First big wrestling show. I had been to some WWE shows.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Duh, I knew that. I saw the picture of you and Michelle in the crowd.
Oh yeah, you know.
I feel like what
It's
what
no
year were
wonder
you
became
born,
such
Skylar?
a fan, though.
What?
What year were you born?
In 1992.
Okay, I was gonna say I might have pictures from a wrestling event I was at that are older than you.
But yeah, no wonder you became such a fan, Sean. Like, this is a strong showing for the era's
Dude,
one of the
for
best representatives
sure.
of the
Got to
era.
see
Like,
The
you
Rock
would-
in person.
You would walk,
Yeah,
I just imagine your little fucking head swimming as you walked out of this, like with what you had just seen, like floating
Go home
2
and
feet.
play.
Oh man,
2 feet off
and
the ground.
I envy. I envy that you were able to hear the Rock's like in person. That perfect,
Finally.
file specific
Yeah.
sounding. If you smell,
No,
like,
this
it
one was the
rang
weak
just
one that I
right.
hate.
I
don't know.
I
It's
do-
not
smell
his,
what
not
The
his
Rock
theme
is
song
cooking.
on the microphone.
Okay,
What I always
not
like-
his theme song on the microphone.
What I always like is that he's not going to give the crowd the satisfaction of getting it with him. That like he'll say like if you smell, and then you can hear it like smell with the Rock, and then like you can hear them say it, and he's just kind of like, nope, we're not there yet.
Hold on.
Is cooking, and they'll still they still say it with it, even though he got him. Like that's like when somebody tries to jump like a stoplight or something. Like they'll still say it with him the second time. Like they don't care. Like it's just the glory of The Rock. Like there's nobody that can cut any kind of promo on anything. Like you could, as he's walking out, you could be like Rubik's Cube, and he could walk out and fucking cut a promo about that would be better than 80% of the roster. Like it's so awesome to see him in like his element, and man, this was it.
Yeah, guys, don't ever not appreciate being able to see Stone Cold and The Rock because they both left like 2 months after I started watching wrestling.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. That is upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a show though, and what a show to welcome back the professional. I'm so happy, and we've gone a little long on this one, but how could we not?
Yeah.
We're enjoying the professional.
Honestly, I was
fun.
stalling just to get a little more time with Sean.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we'll have
Yeah, I would,
plenty of time for our next adventure. Where are we going to next?
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
see, it's a very special situation now. We've actually got an organic suggestion from the Shoot Show Nation. Is that what we agreed on? Our fan
No,
base is called
no.
Shoot Show Nation.
Shooter.
Yeah.
We can't be the Shoot Show Army because
Yeah,
the SS
yeah,
Army
yeah,
is
exactly.
Yeah, that's not good.
exactly.
Shooter McGavin.
So, yeah, we'll-
a bunch of the Shooter McGavin.
The Shooter McGavins.
Until then, we're gonna say it like the douche on Parks and Rec, the Shoot Show Nation. And
The
part of
douche.
the Shoot Show Nation,
Shoot Nation.
Nick Opolewski, man, I hope I'm saying that right. He shot us a suggestion for the May 10th, 1993 episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, sure, I'll give up
And
my
I
pick
had no
again.
idea.
1993.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta.
like-
We're gonna
That's got to be like
push you on back.
That's got to be like the Ico Pro days, 1993, man. Old school Raw. Like when was the first Raw? Like that's got to be.
That 93.
Well, we watched that one. So
January
however long after
21st
that.
was the first one.
That'd be funny if he like had requested one that we already did. And we're like, yeah, we just.
yeah.
Hey, we'd do it again
So
for you. Nick.
January 11th,
Yeah.
93 was the first Raw.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the Raw version of this episode that we just watched of SmackDown. Like it's very early in the days of it. So that's cool. That's kind of almost like a companion piece. We watched like an early SmackDown. Now we're gonna watch an early Raw.
And then next we'll watch the most
Absolutely, man.
recent Raws and SmackDowns and cry.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
Yeah, no,
Don't listen.
I'm not
going
to do that to myself.
Don't listen to him, Thomas. That's not true. That's not true.
So yeah, I mean, this is cool. We see later on in the year from the beginning of SmackDown with this episode, and then we're going to go back later on in the year to the beginning of Monday Night Raw. We'll see kind of once they got their feet under them and started to gain a little momentum. Maybe they're getting some storylines kicked up, and we'll see what '93 was like. Because, that was back when they were just in that. There wasn't really an entrance ramp. It was just kind
The
of
Raw,
like they enter
and
from
then,
there. Yeah.
There was the sign
The
that said
Barclays Center.
Raw.
The Barclays
Yeah, they
Center?
come in under that sign
Ico Pro.
there.
That's the same. Yeah.
So that'll be great. Yeah, man. Big
Yeah.
thanks to you, Nick. Thank you for listening, and thank you for suggesting a show. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But until
Yes.
then, everybody, please do keep up with us on the social medias the way Nick did. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, that's
search
just a
Shoot Show and
request.
you will find us. That's exactly what this man did. He heard the way to do it, and he did it.
Yep.
He went out and made it happen.
Listen
That's
to
all it takes.
Ryan's
So, yeah, shoot
every
us a
week
message.
cries for people to suggest.
We're cheap.
Yeah, man. I think the goal right now is to push back Skylar's pick indefinitely. So if we keep on getting,
We will go back to the
suggestions-
Impact Zone.
We're never going back to the Impact Zone.
You
got enough
can't
Jeff
make us go to
Jarrett.
the Impact Zone.
Not gonna do. But also, don't forget that lonely old shoot show hotline 4132 I shoot. If you want to hear that, if you want to, well, you hear a recording of my voice, but if you want us to hear your voice, that's kind of fucked up, right? It's kind of weird.
We'll play it. You
but,
can hear your own voice on here too.
Yeah, man. Opine. Let us know what you think. If there's a suggestion you'd like to do it there as well if you want. But,
Definitely.
Otherwise, great show, fellas. We're all for once again.
Yeah.
My heart is full, as is this Skype chat.
Good talking to you, boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Four for life. Oh yeah, vigorous forearm.
Come on, Sean.
We were pumping really hard for you one time, Sean. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I tried to summon you once, and we just all got Indian.
Yeah,
burns.
it hurts right here real bad.
Oh man, good.
All right, boys.
Yep, good talking to you, boys.
Y'all take care.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next week in 1993. May 10th.
Later.
See